was I was looking at the neighborhoods, seeing what the property's going for, living around that area.
Right.
So I put it together and I took like a snippet of like the area where I was going to drive. I was planning on driving for.
Yeah, so that's like mapping out the area that you're going to do. You see, if you stay in there, dog, you know, hey, I got all this, you know what I mean? And then you use that for future reference to go back.
Yeah.
You know, I went here, I did this and that, so it's always cool to, you know, to do. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And then like I'm saying like what's the median sale price, list price, and basically trying to figure out the turnover rate. And then what I do is when I'm driving, like I try to put on try to get on the rest, but I put on Google Maps and try to ride the neighborhood. And I guess I put in what I did is I put in the neighborhood, and then I'll just drive that area, so it's just like riding around. And
you just record what you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? So remember I was saying, write the stuff down so you can know what you've done. And then you can go back later and look all the stuff up. You know what I mean? So any vacant house, that's what he got here. Which is awesome, right? Look how he leaves, man. It's free. You feel me? And then you can go to coj.net and find out who the owner is. Put them in fast people search, find their number and call them. Right now. See? This little stuff you can do though, you feel me? No, that's awesome, man. Seriously.
Yeah, and yeah, I see some other stuff, but yeah, that's about it.
No, that's good. No, that's good. It is. I mean, you're showing him different ideas, right?
Yeah, and the only thing
Text me or email me that spreadsheet if you don't mind. I'm gonna print the same off just like that. If you don't mind.
Yeah, they all their word. It just I can email. I gotta see the file and it just print the numbers because they have. You have to keep updating. I think I'm gonna keep updating information, everything like that. So the numbers gonna change as sales go. You have to update those with that number and everything. So what you think? What I had here? Oh, okay. I emailed it. You said this right here? Yeah. Oh yeah. I emailed it. I emailed it. Yeah. Let me make sure I have your you had gave me the card the other day, right?
I looked at your card this morning on my desk.
No, I'm good. Okay. I know where I'm at.
Actually, and I can do it right now. I got my they got email.
Yeah. You got to sign in.
Number again?
904 982
Instagram.
982
60.
Preston watching.
Ask questions,
Preston.
guys. You on Instagram. You guys got questions, ask questions, we live on Instagram.
I thought I had you locked in here.
Thank you for giving me a call.
Yeah, I did, but I thought I locked you. I must have just took your call the other night. My bad.
He said hi.
That was
Text the information. I'm copy and paste it.
We have Panera Bread, guys.
If you don't mind.
We just networking. Panera Bread.
In 30 years, I lived in Arizona. 25
yeah, just send that over to me. And I'll connect to our Wi-Fi. Oh, here it is.
And there's a
I need to get a new email just for this.
Because he refused to acknowledge Martin Luther King, and therefore the legislature do not be able and as a result, we had 2 Super Bowls in 10 years, which is like unheard of, but that was the payback. Martin Luther King. As a result, we had 2 Secretary of State vote. What happens when the political parties don't want to take over in mid-session?
That's why I need a case like that. That's a Mac?
No, it's a surface book. Okay. I know I want to take up too much time.
That's cool. So step 6, right, is like researching the owner, like I was telling you. So once we, we got the addresses down, and we got, the name of the person and the address, right? you can go to the tax accessory site, like I was telling you. So you can go to coj.net. You got a pen, you want to write that down? Go to coj.net to find to find the homeowner name. That's cool. I'm prepared, boss. Yeah. So once we get the homeowner name from the tax site, right? We want to skip trace it.
I heard a lot about that.
Yeah, skip tracing. So skip tracing that's how you find the homeowner name. The homeowner number, so we can call it. So coj.net. Let's put coj.net /. Basic search. That's where you want to go to find the homeowner's name. After that, right, you find the homeowner's name, you're gonna skip trace it. So it's in the notes. It's in the notes though. You don't have to write that down. That's in the notes here. If you read, once y'all go back over it, I'm just skipping through stuff.
Where is that at?
Skip tracing. It's right here. It's underlined it. Skip tracing. Yeah, that's what we have to do to find the number. You see what I'm saying? So when you get the number, you can call a person or you can text them and see if they are interested in selling their property. That's what we do, right? Once we find these old homes, we got to contact them and see if they want to sell it. So that's why we got to do this procedure right here. We got to go to coj.net. We'll find the homeowner name.
So this is a part of skip trace.
No, that's how we find the homeowner name. We got to have the name. Yeah, so that's to find the name. Yeah. So once we find the name, then we can skip trace it. And we go to Fast People Search. Put fastpeoplesearch.com. It's fastpeoplesearch.com. This is where we find the phone numbers at. Fastpeoplesearch.com.
They have the emails on there too, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple emails and a couple phone numbers.
Got a lot of phone numbers.
Yeah. Well, you can do two people search too. Yeah. Two people search. We use it a lot. You probably don't need it. Probably don't need it, you know what I mean?
Oh, the flash went up?
No, she says she can't use the mic. We won't go in there.
Okay.
Well, that phone is, I just bought that phone, paid $700.
He bought it yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
What
It's
is
like,
it?
Thank
you gotta make the
you.
business better. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we gotta invest.
Is it a note or?
It's an S20?
Yeah.
S20?
SE?
Galaxy.
Yeah, FE. It's fan
I just
edition.
bought one for my mom.
The fan edition. It's pretty good, man. We got it for the camera, for the camera and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so where we at, right? We would, you got Fast People Search and 2 people search there. Boss man?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Yeah, you gotta put the phone down, so we gotta stay pay attention.
Yes, sir. Very important call on that stuff. I may miss out on it. I don't.
And I feel you. I ain't gonna keep y'all long.
No. We good. This is out of state. They can't do nothing but hopefully that it falls
So
in the
did
right
you? I just want to make sure. The only thing I'm just trying to make sure you got everything, right?
Yeah, I got it.
So you got coj.net. That's to find the homeowner's name, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Fast People Search. Right, Fast People Search to find the number.
Yep.
Okay, or 2 people search.
Hold
See
on.
the- Fast People, okay, Fast People Search. So mailing is old news, but they do have it here. Like you're saying, you can mail out to the people too. So once you go to see new homeowners address, and you can mail out, postcards. They're saying, that's up to you guys if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? I prefer getting to a map.
Yeah.
So I want to find a number, get to a map, because everybody else doing it. Why do stuff that's, most of the people are doing that. Most people are calling, texting, calling, you know. And, a lot of times you go to places, the homeowners, they be like, I got 7 cars at my house. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be on stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying more effective to call them properly and text them, right?
Yeah.
So,
leave it a call or you leave it a text?
we just text. We just text everybody, you know what I mean? It's more effective because they don't answer regardless. And plus, it's in their phone or something in their phone. Calling or missed call, but he texts up and stuff there. You know what I mean?
Also, with it being so many phone numbers and everything, from like what you got a phone, that's me searching everything. Some of them like
We text all of them.
because I've done some.
What we do is just put them all in text. We just text it all at one time. Yes. Yeah. You can do that. Just put all the numbers up in there, and then just text one message to all those. Right. But isn't that like a multimedia text? Like what the private business people call about? We put in there, if you want to stop this, just opt out by pushing stop. So we give people options to get to stop us from touching them. You have to put that in your text when you text the people. You know what I mean? Seriously. Because you can get in trouble if you don't. You got to give people opt out if they only want you to text them. So put something like, hey, if you don't want me to text them more, just push stop. You know what I mean? When you texting people, just tell them, take.
You have somebody that joined in. Come in.
Huh?
You have somebody that joined in.
What do they want? They have a question?
Yeah.
You can feel. He said, yeah.
What is the question?
Can you? I'm just saying that why text. My question is why text. Can you hear me?
Yeah, she'll tell me. Go ahead. Just
He
say,
said, why text?
texting is that's what everybody's doing right now.
I know.
Right?
I know. That's my whole point. That's what it's so impersonable, And rather than talking on the phone or even sending a letter, and rather than sending a letter than texting, everybody don't have to text, but they're making it that way so they are texting. That's the newer generation.
He said it goes with the generation.
Yeah, it's just the time. I think it's like times changed, so I think that's what's happening with the text. Like the methods is changing, so people are moving to the new methods. That's all I think it is.
Maybe I'm just not used to the new methods. I'm old school. I've been doing this business about 30-something years. I've been buying houses and selling houses about 30 years. And that texting is like a lot of people that I try that with. They don't even text back to me when it comes down to certain things like that. They rather have a letter or personal by talking to them on the telephone.
Right. I'm here in Jacksonville, Florida. So for this market, a lot of the big teams, they are text. Like I work with a team now. They text. They call it. That's almost like texting, right? So they call it over 100,000 people per week, and that's just you got that big competition with that. So that's the only reason. Like if these people calling, and you putting out cards, the call's going to get there before the cards. So I think that's why a lot of people, too, are moving to stay up with the competition.
Okay, that sounds good. That makes sense,
Yes, sir.
Because I deal with people like on a personal level, so that texting it doesn't work for me. But as you said, you deal with a lot of customers or a lot of potential customers or buyers or sellers on that level, so you text them. You reach more people that way.
We get responses back on the text messages. We get a lot of responses back.
It depends on your message too. Like, we just say we're investors in the area looking for properties. We seen your property and we were just wondering if you was interested in selling. That's all we say.
That's good. That's good. I can understand now.
Simple.
You done changed my thought so far.
He said changed his thought.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try, different things, boss. You know what I mean? So what worked for you, I would keep doing it, but I would just add other things in the mix.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still listening, so is that okay?
He's still listening. Go ahead.
Is that okay?
I was just saying.
No, he said he's still listening, like to your meeting.
Oh, okay. All right, so like I was saying, I always make sure, when you guys got the the information for that, so we can contact the people and text them. So when we out driving for dollars, also, right? They said you should combine finding cash buyers, right? So we driving around. You know, you see somebody say for rent. They say for rent, you write down their number too, right? Because a lot of times the people who rent the houses out or doing rentals, they cash buyers. Those are the best cash buyers anyway, right? Because they buy the stuff for what it makes. You know what I mean? They're not buying it for a quick profit. They're buying it for a long term. You know what I mean? So when you're out there and you see these signs, you want to write them down too. So you can contact these cash buyers, you know? You want to knock out two birds with one stone, right? Let me go to the next page. I mean, that makes sense, right? So while you're out there, you don't want to waste your gas just on one method, you know? You want to combine two things while you're doing it. They're saying too, right? Another option is to leave a voicemail. You know, when just not texting and just not, sending out the postcards, right? You want to leave a voicemail, right? So, they're saying like a little small, short message, nothing real big, nothing real long. Just like, hey, I drove by your property. This is for the renters, though, right? So we call the renters, right? I drove by your property for rent on such and such a street. I just want to see if you can call me back. Because, you're trying to connect to them and seeing if they're trying to buy more properties, in that area. The area you drove, right? If I find a property, right here, but his sign here, maybe he'll buy it because he already written out this property here. You know what I mean? So that's so important to do that. A lot of people just ride around and they don't grab these signs. But these signs are the people who can help us, who can, have the money to buy these properties when we get them under contract, So, take this serious, right? Go ahead and write down those numbers and make sure you call them, though. That's the most important thing, right? You got to take action and call them, right? It's another way, too, is property managers. Get on the phone with property managers, right? And to see if they know if the renter, right? So say if you call and it's a property manager, just see if you can get the information for the renter, because property manager might be managing the property instead of the actual buyer. So they're just saying, I'm a local investor and I work closely with a group of investors in the area, many of which own rental properties. Are you often looking for good property management? I get contact information to share with my network. So, it just says, just try to connect to them. You know what I mean? Just leave a little message. Then it says, secondly, my investors and I, we also acquire discounted properties. And I was hoping I could talk to the property owner to see if you had interest in purchasing additional properties, right? Because like we're trying to pick them up for a buyer, right? So, we got to ask these questions to the property manager when we call them. Like they're just trying to warm them up to see if this guy going to buy or this girl going to buy, right? So we're just trying to see if the property manager has the information. So they're saying like this little message like that. If you leave a voicemail, that's what you want to say, something like that. Something in that effect, right? I mean, it's pretty cool, right? So it's trying to tell you how to connect to the people. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, it's not going to be the owner that's managing. So somebody got 10 properties like you, right? If you had 10 properties, you would want a property manager to manage it. You would want to do it yourself. So they're showing you, how you talk to these people when you get on the phone with them, which is awesome, right? So I'm going to go through some more. So, I mean, I give these packages out every time I meet new wholesalers, right? And, so they can have some guidelines, right, of what to look for or what they can do. You know what I mean? And it just, I got another packet too, right? I'm going to email it to y'all. Before we leave, I put a wholesaler packet together, like a bigger one. And, it's in a bigger file, so I have to email it to y'all. All right. It's saying once you get to the property owner, so once you reach them, right? Once you reach the property, you want to go ahead and give you another script. to say. It's a lot of scripts to say to the different people. So once you get to the property owner or the investor, you want to say, I'm a local investor and I'm looking to acquire, this kind of properties. I wanted to find out if you were interested in picking up more investment properties. So that's, once you talk to that person, that's what you want. If you talk to him directly, instead of them going through the home, the management, talking to them direct, that's what you want. So these steps, man, I mean, it's not hard to do, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna skip up a little bit because I mean this is explaining the scripts and stuff, and we can go through that later, right? There's different scripts, right? Which you can say to the different people, the property managers, so these are flyers that you can make, right? So you can use this, or you can use some others like what you can make. But it's trying to give you an example of flyers. I don't know if you guys can see that out there. Just an example of flyers you guys can make when you go and drive for dollars. You know what I mean?
What about postcards?
Leave it at the doors of the house.
You believe? Yeah, well, I mean,
you don't even have to write the note. This is the note.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you want to do. What you say, boss man?
Another effective way I used to use, and I'm still using it right now, is postcards. They're 4x6 postcards on back and forth. On back first, front side, and the back side. I put information and deliver to the houses. And that's an effective way also.
Right. Yeah.
That's what.
There you go. Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Yes.
That's why we're here, man. We're here to help each other out,
Huh?
I said, that's why we're here, to help each other out.
Yeah, definitely.
Where's your market at? What market you in?
Well, I don't have just no. I market towards everybody. If that answers the question.
No, yeah. It does. I mean, I'm the same way,
all over the place, whether it's residential, commercial, any type of real estate, I want to be involved. I do a little bit developing, anything dealing with real estate. I'm going to do. But
that's
I
what's
don't
up,
have
brother.
no.
Do you work in the Jacksonville area?
In the who?
The Jacksonville area.
No, I got a couple of investors, hard money investors. They want to loan me some money down there, but they talking about the interest rates. Look, the interest rate is like 7%. I know I can get a little cheaper than the interest rate, a little lower than that. So I'm not gonna go after that just yet, unless I really need it, because I'm working on some projects and doing a couple of tiny houses right now, and
Okay.
I may need some extra money, may not. So I'm gonna see how this project go. If I need it, I just.
Hey, you gotta keep me updated,
Yeah, definitely I will. But I like your course. So interesting.
Yes, sir. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
You're right. Right.
All right. So this is just an example of a postcard too that we can leave. It's showing you, right? So this is showing you different marketing tools you can use when you go on job.
Thank you.
Yeah, go get somebody to get something done. You get something. Yeah. So this is a postcard you can use too when you go on job for dollars, right? To leave more information, right? They can get to you. You know what I mean? So you can leave this with the property manager or the on the property itself. I don't know if you were there earlier. I was showing him some things he can use to leave on the card. Because what I used to do is like get index cards and put a note on there. Hey, I'm Antonio to see, I'm interested in buying, and I'll leave it on their door at a vacant house. Nobody's there, nothing like that, but just information just in case somebody come by. Somebody cutting the grass or something, and they see this card, give it to the homeowner, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I mean that concludes that right there. We're gonna go into the next package. I don't know if you guys do direct mail. That's what a lot of people are doing. That's what he was saying on the live, right? Direct mail.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a little bit of combination of it.
Yeah, I mean,
I hear Julie talking about it all the time.
You got to keep trying different stuff. I mean, that's what I was telling him. Telling him too. That's a good thing. It's always got to add. Right now, man, you got to compound a lot of different ways to reach these homeowners. It's not really a one-way thing. You know what I mean? You got to have different ways of doing it. So, I mean, direct mail is. It's kind of on the costly side when it comes to marketing. Other than the Texas, because Texas is a couple cents. And cold callers too, right? Depends on who can get to do it. But texting is an ongoing thing. I mean, direct mail, when you do it, it got to be a cycle. You know what I mean? It just can't be one call. You know what I mean? So that's why people choose to do different things. You know, am I want to sit here and to run a campaign? Because you got to do, you know, keep sending out cards. Sending out cards. They like to send a card, that's when you might get something. You know what I mean? So you got to run it to about 7 campaigns to get somebody. Because, you know, they're going to be like, man, you know, I ain't ready. You know what I mean? And they get another one. No, you know.
So how do you know how long before you come back and visit the same area? If you work in the area.
As far as direct mail?
No. Well, that too.
Yeah, this is an ongoing thing. This is like every 3 months.
So that generic area that he snapped out, he went through it. Now, when should he come back and go through it again to comb the area?
2 to 3 months.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to keep moving.
So every quarter at least.
Yeah, because you're going to keep moving. You know, and the people, see the thing about it, boss, people might not be ready this month. You know what I mean? They might not be ready this month. They might be ready next month. You know what I mean? So if it's so, come on, you know what I'm saying? You know, the same person that cussed you out 2 months ago, you call them, please can you buy this thing? You know what I mean? So you got to, that's why I follow up so important.
And that's because you put the thought in their mind. They might not even been thinking about it. But now it's a thought.
Yeah. So direct mail is just another way to, you know, try to get to the motivated sellers. So, you know, with that, you know, you got to acquire a list. So, you know, list source, Real Pro, right? And Prop Screen, you can create lists.
Where's that at?
We're on the next package.
Okay.
We're on direct mail. Yeah, you're right there. So they just telling you like the different types of lists you can get, right? So, you know, you can get like motivated seller list will be like, you know, pre-foreclosures, probate, right? Asset to owners, vacant houses, right? So these are like some of the biggest lists you can get, and they're giving you list source right here. You see, right? They're giving you list source right here, boss man. You want to underline list source? List source. It should be under number 1, right there. Yeah, list source. That's the site you want to go to buy a list. You know what I mean? And if you don't know how to do it, YouTube University, right? YouTube.
Hey, it's free or does it cost or what?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to buy the list, but you control the cost.
How much do you get?
You control the cost. So, yeah, list source. That's the site you want to go to buy the list. You know what I mean? And if you don't know how to do it, YouTube University, right? YouTube.
Hey, it's free or does it cost or what?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to buy the list, but you control the cost.
How much do you get?
You control the cost. So it's up to you. You tell it to what your budget is, right? So if you got $100 spend, you just make sure you back it down, then you can take out a little bit of stuff and then it takes off the price. Yeah. So you just adjust it to what you can spend. Yeah. Right? Have you used it? This source, I mean, like any list providers?
Initially, I was using Real Pro from I did use another list source, but another list provider. But now,
right,
I'm looking at been a change in course while I was listening to research. So right now, I'm really focusing on bank for dollars and bank for dollars and that's right now.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you got to have some type of way you want to bring it in.
That point out.
Yeah. I mean, you see on here, right? They said they want you to do it 3 to 6 times.
Yep.
On each address. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And spread it out 1 to 2 weeks. That's a lot in that limited time.
Do y'all want something to eat?
No, not he does.
What do you want?
I don't know. I think I want the pizza.
What do you want?
You want to split it?
I'll probably say.
Sorry, sir.
Everybody getting hungry.
We on a little break right now.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll come back. We'll be back.
All right.
Yeah.
You gonna stay on?
No, I'm just gonna hang up. Thanks. Thanks for letting me come in.
Okay.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
cool,
Bye-bye.
man.
Bye.
Hey, we appreciate you,
See, I
though, man.
wanted you to see how it looks so you could see.
Yeah.
Because he's tuned in. You never seen this, so I want to show you.
That's cool.
See? And he's watching.
Oh,
That's what I wanted to show you.
okay.
Yeah.
So did you just like put it on live and you just went from that way?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then they just added in?
Huh?
You saw this when you guys saw it?
Yeah, because it's that way. I can't. The stand doesn't
That was
go.
cool, man.
The stand doesn't go.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Anyone
That's
that
how
goes
we do it more often.
anyone that goes to any.
Yeah. We'll do that more often, man. So he's still there, going?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay. He'll come back.
He said he'll come back. Right, sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna come back, but
Yeah.
don't forget about he mentioned something about the retrieving the names. You can go to City Hall and do you can get that information before, as a pre-foreclosure, stuff like that. So that's what I used to do. There's a lot of methods, a lot of ways to get them houses, man. We just got to put our time and energy to get it. So, good luck to y'all, though. Peace.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.